Hey guys, we are back. Second show of Livin It. I'm Aldrin.
And I'm Prabjot. Welcome to the show, guys. It's been a while since we've seen you, so we just want to say we miss you, and hopefully you've missed us too. We're just thinking before the show, and we were thinking it'd be really cool, because it's been so long, that you guys could catch up with us and just to get to know what we've been up to.
Yeah, me and Prabjot were just talking, and we came up with like a little idea. Maybe we could set up a little tradition with you guys. We were thinking, just because we can't share everything that's happened this past month, so shall we share one moment with you guys, something like a crazy moment of the month.
Crazy moment of the month, so like crazy mom?
Yeah, crazy mom.
Don't call your moms that though, because they're going to get mad.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's cool,
So,
I like that.
Prabjot, why don't you share your crazy mom with us?
What now?
Yes?
Okay, crazy moment of the month. Okay, so I was late to work, and I've never been late to work, so that is crazy for me.
Late to work?
Mhm.
That's not crazy.
Why not?
That's not crazy. I actually read something up on Twitter.
You did?
You put up a post like a week ago?
What was it?
It had the word fly in it.
No way. No, I am not sharing that.
I was actually quite surprised you put it on Twitter, so I'm sure you feel comfortable.
As real can be. Okay, well, basically this is crazy, and I don't know why I'm saying this, but basically I was walking down, and a little fly was flying, left, right, centre, all around, and basically my crazy mom is, I think a fly went up my nose.
You think? So you were telling me that you felt something moving in your nose.
I did, yeah. I felt like it was moving in my nose.
Oh no.
And for about like half an hour afterwards, I felt like I needed to sneeze, but it wouldn't happen. Yeah, so that is my crazy mom.
That's definitely crazy. But yeah, you guys do kind of tell us your crazy mom, so we can know what's been happening in your life as well. So let us know. Via Twitter, Facebook, and the other details will be running alongside the scroll underneath the screen.
Yep, definitely. Coming to today's show, though, we've got something super duper exciting lined up for you guys.
We do. We've got the exclusive premiere of Yeshua Bhangra remix video. The actual video is coming out, being released tomorrow evening at 9 p.m. So you'll be able to actually access that properly then. But today you'll be the first to see the video right here at Livin It.
And just before that, though, we are going to test your patience, as always. We're going to leave you hanging a little bit more. And you'll be able to see that video later on in the show. So do keep watching, tell your friends, tweet them, Facebook them, MSN them. Is that still on, MSN?
I don't know.
Do people still do that? Yeah, so do that. And but coming to today's show, though, just like the last show, guys, we do have a topical discussion for you guys for this show. For you guys to ring up and contribute to, tell us what you think. So today's question is, what is your favourite part of the story of David and Goliath? So that's, what is your favourite part of the story of David and Goliath?
David and Goliath. I absolutely love the story of David and Goliath. It's just so amazing. Matter of fact, like, David is one of my favourite, if not the favourite actually, character of the Bible. Yeah, he's just so inspirational, and like, you can just relate to all what he goes into.
Totally, I think he's so inspiring. It's funny that you say that, because recently someone told me a really interesting fact. It goes like, after the name of God, David's name is most mentioned in the Bible. Wow. Which is really interesting, because we've obviously got a lot to learn from him.
Yeah, like, if God has mentioned it so much in his Bible, we must have a lot to learn.
Definitely. And just before we go to the word, though, after the last show, many people have been asking us, you know, what is the next show about, and who have you got on next, and all of that. And I'm going to let Aldrin tell you a little bit more about that.
Yeah, we won't reveal everything. I know you guys were asking us after the first show, and we're like, nah, we're not telling you a lot. But as I think we can share a little bit more, because a lot of you guys were saying, so who's the next artist that you're going to be interviewing? And basically, Livin It, we're not restricted just to interviews with artists, even though we will be doing interviews with artists regularly during our shows, but it's going to be a lot more different formats of Livin It. And so we're also going to be doing some character Bible studies, so we're going to look at some particular character and just expand their life. And we're going to be doing topical question and answer shows, which will give you guys a chance to ask all of your questions and hopefully give you sufficient answers for your questions. And we'll also be looking to cover events, youth concerts, music concerts, and other various events where you are.
Yeah, definitely. So do ring in tonight. We will be opening the calls at around 8:45, 8:45. So you can ring in. You can also tweet us, and we were reading out tweets last show, and we think that worked really well. So we'll carry on doing that. And some of you just want to show your appreciation, do a quick shout out, and just give an encouraging word. And it's quicker for both of us if you can do that. So we'll definitely be doing that. As Aldrin said, the details will be scrolling at the bottom of the screen. So do contact us.
Yeah, I think we should move on to the story of David and Goliath. As I said, I'm so excited that we're looking at David and Goliath. It's just
so am I.
It's just like,
definitely.
Whoa. Yeah, you know, like David, we all know like David defeated Goliath. Is what a story of victory it is.
Yeah, and you know, the story of David and Goliath is a common one taught in Sunday schools, youth groups, all over the place. And you might have heard it 100 times, you might have never heard it at all, but either way, we will be looking into it today, so let us know what you think.
Yeah, let's open up our Bibles, yeah?
Let's do it.
You're on a Bible hype. Yeah, the story of David and Goliath is found in the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17.
Yep.
Yeah, firstly, so we're just going to set the scene for you guys, and just at the beginning of this story, what's going on? How does this fight of David and Goliath come about?
Yeah, definitely. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to read the first few verses. It's 1 Samuel chapter 17 from verse 1 onwards. So it says, "Now the Philistines gathered their forces for war and assembled at Socoh in Judah. They pitched camp at Ephes-dammim between Socoh and Azekah. Saul and the Israelites assembled and camped in the valley of Elah and drew up their battle line to meet the Philistines. The Philistines occupied one hill and the Israelites another, with the valley between them."
Yeah. Yeah, so here we see basically there's a valley of Elah, and we've got the armies of Israel on one side, on one mountaintop, and we've got the armies of the Philistines on the other mountaintop, and they're preparing for battle. You can almost see, like, you know, you see some Lord of the Rings kind of movies, and there's like two armies facing each other. They're getting ready. They're like, their leaders are hyping them up. But here we see a little bit different, because one of the guys from the Philistine army is named Goliath. He's going up to the Israel army camp. He's going in the middle, and basically every morning and evening for 40 days, he's taunting them, he's mocking them, he's saying, "Give me a man to fight." But the thing is, Israel are scared. They're scared of this guy.
Yeah, and you know what I find interesting also is the fact that it's 40 days. And I find that really interesting that it's not any other number used, but it's 40. And you know, as we all know, the Bible has meaning for everything. You know, it's so complicated and complex and intricate, and the Bible has meanings for everything, and even that has a meaning.
Yeah, the word 40 has a special meaning that we see all throughout the Bible. We got it in the Old Testament, we got it in the New Testament. So the number 40 that we see mostly links into trials, temptations, preparation. So we see when Israel came out of Egypt, they were in the wilderness for 40 years, and they were tried and tested by God there, who would go in, and also they were prepared to go into the promised land. And also moving on to the New Testament, we see Jesus himself, and after being anointed by the Holy Spirit, was led by the Holy Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. So again, there's the temptation and preparation for Jesus to do his ministry. And there's many other instances where the number 40 is used with that symbolism and meaning. So do research that for yourself, and I'm sure you guys will find that really interesting and how that works in the Bible. But yeah, coming back to Goliath, so can you imagine that for 40 days, every morning and every evening? So the moment so the Israelites woke up from their camp, they heard Goliath, "I'm going to eat you alive. I'm going to give your flesh to the birds."
It's crazy, isn't it? But not just that. This Goliath, he wasn't just a normal soldier, or you know, just a normal sort of another human being, if you like. You know, I don't know about you, but in my school, I used to have these bad man wannabes, like gangster wannabes. They walk around limping, thinking that they're bad, pretending that they're invincible with their chest puffed up and all of that. but the truth is, like, everyone knows that they can't do a thing. And that's what's funny about it. But, you know, Goliath is completely different. He's actually mean. He's actually bad. He's the real gangster, if you like. And the Bible tells us that he's 9 feet tall. And I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but considering my height, looking at someone who's 6 foot tall, I have to look up at them like this. And imagine someone who's 9 feet.
Whoa. You know, there's a wrestler, an Indian wrestler, his name's Kali. Most of you guys may have heard of him. And we think of him as a beast, as big. But Goliath was much bigger. Goliath was a beast of beasts. He was so big.
Exactly. Intimidating is not the word to, I think, describe him. But what's funny is there's no comparison. Till this day, there's no one that can match up to his stature, his presence, if you like. And he was not just tall, but he was also big, and his armor alone that was made out of bronze was weighing 57 kgs. That weighs more than me. And so he'd carry me and a whole nother me, a mini-me, around with him everywhere he went. And to think that he could fight with that is crazy.
He must have a lot of strength.
I know, right?
I could almost imagine him being like the Hulk. You know, I just watched the film Avengers a few weeks back, and how he picks the guy up and like bang, bang, bam, bam, bam. You know, I mean, almost Goliath could have played around with people and just lift them up.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? So he's a complete beast, and I can imagine why the Israelites were so intimidated and petrified.
Totally. It's just, and while this is going on, while the Israelites are in fear, they don't know what to do. We see Jesse, the father of David. He sends David to the valley of Elah, where the battle's going on, to send some supplies to David's brothers, who are part of the army of Israel. And as David reaches this place, he hears Goliath taunting and mocking Israel. And David is vexed. He's like, man, who is this guy trying to come up against my armies, man, my nation and my people? And he's just getting vexed, and he's like angry. He's like, this man should not be doing this. He doesn't know who he's messing with.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, the whole of the Israelites were petrified. They were scared and backed up into one corner. Yet David would turn around, and he said basically that I want to fight this Philistine. Who is this uncircumcised Philistine that can stand against the armies of the living God? And what he says is he hears Goliath coming and mocking the Israelites again, and he says, you know what, I'm going to go fight him. So Saul hears of this, and he calls for David, and he says, all right, call David up. And David turns up to Saul, to the king at that time, and says, boldly as ever, okay, your servant David, myself, I will go and fight this Goliath. I will go and fight this giant, this Philistine. And Saul, I can imagine, he was probably looking at him and laughing. He'd probably look down and be like, dear, just go back to where you've come from. But Saul turns around and he says, no, look, you're just a boy, you're just a child. Goliath has been fighting since he was a youth. He's been fighting since he was young, and you're just a child. And Bible scholars tell us that David was about 16 or 17 at the time that this happened, which is interesting.
That is so young. And imagine him, like Goliath has also mentioned that he was a champion fighter for the Philistines. And so for David to be 16 years old and wanting to fight, and that confidence and that courage, and like he actually, David's like convincing, because David goes to Saul, I want to fight this guy, and Saul's like, you're not able, mate. you can't do this. This is beyond your league. I know you're a shepherd boy. You may have fought some foxes and stuff like that, but this is a beast. But I'm really intrigued and just inspired by David's response here, how he convinces Saul.
Yeah, and even